It's like, does it make it less painful if they're nice while they do it? Okay, here we go. Here we go. He's got his work face on. Welcome back, super friends and super family. I am Thor, your friendly neighborhood god of thunder. Today I'm reacting to episode 7 of Angel. Alright, so last episode of Angel, we got to spend a little bit more time with Kate, kind of see her troubled relationship with her father, and I don't know, it was an amusing episode and also just an interesting one that I guess, I mean, I talked about it in depth, of course, last episode, so I'll keep this brief, but just thinking about it for a little bit longer, one of the themes I don't think I talked about was just, you know, of course, that episode dealt with the sensitivity training, and that guy ended up being the villain, which was a cool twist, but I think in a way, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I think that it was kind of highlighting the shortcomings and the inadequacy of corporate, you know, HR sensitivity training, that whole sort of thing. You know, I you know, not that there isn't a tremendous benefit oftentimes to that type of angle at a workplace, but on the flip side of that, you know, as we saw in the episode, just how completely that failed, and how in a weird way it was used as a weakness, like the fact that people were taking too literally, like in such a obviously a comedically extreme way. But I think that maybe there's a subtle critique of how, you know, corporations try to, I don't know, enforce morality, instill morality, how there's just something missing. Like, you really need those correct instincts on a personal level, and, you know, in something like therapy, like some office work gig is not going to fix your emotional damage from childhood. Maybe that's a simpler way to put it, but I thought that was a cool theme, and they also did it in a very amusing way. And I guess similar to how I just finished the last episode of Buffy, because I'm watching, you know, in the Slay Alive watch order. So I guess in a similar way that Buffy is making me guess, like, will they, won't they, with Riley and Buffy. A parallel thing going on here with Kate and Angel. I think I'm rooting for the Kate and Angel romance more. I think that I'm pretty confident they're a good fit, and, you know, I liked Buffy and Angel together, but I'm pretty sure that door is closed, considering they're on separate shows now. Could be wrong, you never know, but I think that I mean, we've attacked that story angle and that love angle from pretty much every perspective. I don't know how much more there is to do there just from an entertainment factor. But yeah, Kate and Angel, I think that could be fun. And then Cordelia and Doyle. So let's see what happens. But as always, if you want to watch the full reaction to this episode of Angel, future reactions, that's all up on Patreon. Thank you so much to everyone who generously helps me out there. For now, let's get into today's reaction. Angel, episode 7.
That's it then? That's your exciting plan for this evening? Yeah, of the evil fighting variety. But how about a little off-duty fun? Such as?
I don't think Angel specializes in having fun.
Because he has money doesn't mean he can make you happy.
I'll have you know that Pierce has a lot more than money. He has a home in Montecito.
He's got assets, okay? More than just in cash flow.
Okay, well, if I'm not here in the morning, you can just clear out my desk. I'll be moving on up.
Le Petit Renard. All right, nice spot. Duck is drying. So how late will you be?
Angel's like the dad. Like, bring my daughter home safe, okay?
I'm sure if Cordy found out about that, my chances would be worse than zero.
I actually don't think you're right, Doyle. I think opening up about that might help. Wait, what?
Wow.
Oh, you're gonna learn about Buffy here. She's moved on. She's dating Riley. It's over, Angel. What the? My joke was interrupted by a bad vision from Doyle.
Listen to me. I'm not boring you, am I?
Not at all.
Never mind.
Like today.
How much can Cordelia fake in pursuit of wealth and higher status in life? Are they punk rocker vampires? What's going on? Well done, Angel.
Fight like that. This isn't a spelling bee. Nobody expects you to play fair. It's just not my style, that's all.
Come on. I think Angel's totally right, though, Doyle. I get it if you, like, aren't a fan of your demon half, but whoa, watch out. We got steroid vampire following you back. Doyle, use all your powers. Come on.
Me too. I really wanted to hear the end of the story about the pigs and beans.
Oh, is this guy gonna be the vampire's dinner?
Crappy.
Is the guy gonna leave Cordy? I was honestly rooting for him to do that just because it's so funny. Turn, use your demon powers to save the girl you love. Come on, bro. Or good accuracy. Nice shot. Come on, Doyle. Just do it, man. You have to. Or not. I guess he did it on his own. No demon powers necessary.
You're so brave.
You think you can say that again without so much shock in your voice?
I'm just
Surprised?
grateful.
Wow. Wow. This is a sweet moment with the two of them. Come on.
Chew at it and run like a weasel. Turns out the shoe part was giving him too much crap.
But some people would hopefully not abandon their date.
But you know the first thing he asked? Are you okay?
Because he's a good guy.
Substance, right?
Well, there's definitely...
See, as hard as Cordy tries to be Rachel McAdams, deep down, she's a different type of girl.
This road with Xander Harris, I'd rather be dead than date a fixer-upper again.
Data fixer-upper. Oh my gosh, I have to steal that. That's amazing.
Well,
Me too. We'll be back in a half. You watch the phones, okay?
I like how she just talked to Angel and didn't need to hear his input.
Thanks for the memories, Vamp Man.
Okay.
Maybe you don't actually have zero potential.
Wow, Cordelia.
That's a big compliment coming from Cordy, honestly, bro.
I was thinking maybe we could,
Ask him. Don't get interrupted.
in the middle of something, can you give us 5 minutes?
Who is that?
Kiribati, Togo, Uzbekistan.
Is she a fellow half-demon?
You look good.
Yep, you too.
Cordy's rolling her eyes.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. Cool offices.
Are they still together? I mean, what the heck?
It was a madly in love, couldn't live without each other kind of thing.
But then they broke up, apparently.
Admit, curiosity got the better of me. Hey, Richard Straley, I've heard.
Why does that guy remind me of Jim Carrey a little bit?
Oh, that's more like it.
Jeez, that's rude.
Not quite myself, but with the wedding only a few days off now.
Okay, Cordy, see? They're not together. You guys can go on a date.
I should handle this from here.
I'm sorry. I just want us all to be friends.
That guy looks familiar, I swear. Have we seen him before? He looks like the guy in episode 1 of season 3 of Buffy. Dang, that sucks for Doyle. I bet the timing was just insanely bad, right when Cordy was about to ask him out.
Harry's right. This stuff does me no good.
Good, good. Take this as a wake-up call to improve your life, instead of, being upset.
You got all confessional.
So your demon self didn't present.
Until I was 21.
Oh, that's brutal.
And Harry and I were talking about having kids of our own.
Oh, come on. Doyle is such a tragic character, jeez.
I mean, it's still my duty to watch over her, right? But I can't go trailing after her and tend to...
What was Angel actually gonna say there? I will be shocked if the twist is that this guy is not evil or strange or up to no good. Okay.
What are you doing?
Right there, Pumpkin.
Is he gonna kill her? Why? Why did he wait this long?
He was coming at you. He had a knife.
That was for the box strings.
Well, what about the pack?
Oh my gosh, really?
Quail tongues and such, which isn't illegal per se.
You don't
Dang, so she dated another demon? She really has a type.
Own this restaurant. They're Animovic demons, peaceful clan, totally.
That's gotta be so painful for Doyle, though. The fact that she ended the relationship was because he's a demon, and then she goes and marries another demon.
Gave up those orthodox teachings, language, around the turn of the century. Now they own it.
Okay, so that was a twist. It seems like he's a decent guy. I mean, a demon, but...
I just wasn't listening.
I mean, poor Doyle, it's a very understandable insecurity to have, but it's like that sabotaged his own marriage. That's gotta be more painful too. At least like saying, oh, someone broke up with me because they found out, you know, that I'm dangerous, I'm a monster. But the fact that she's okay with it actually makes it more painful, I think.
Demons, they're very into good vibes all around.
They do sound nice.
Why would you invite someone's ex to your bachelor party? That seems strange.
To me, but more than that, I think it would mean the world to Harry if you came to my party.
I don't know, maybe that's just my train of thought, but I wouldn't stay in contact with an ex like that. I mean, maybe if you're married to them, I don't know.
He's really very sweet. I think you'll all enjoy him. All right, fine.
I hope he doesn't mean literally, like, eat him. Are they gonna be, like, hungry demons, possibly?
Then we have the ritual eating of the first husband's brains, and then charades.
I don't think he's joking.
Charades? Yeah, I don't know about that.
Really? I think it'd be fun.
See, I knew it. Okay, he is evil, and they're monstrous, and it's strange to invite an ex to your bachelor party. All right. And why would you accept the invitation?
Oh, hey, this is a surprise.
Yeah, I thought I'd use the door this time.
Good. I'm glad Angel came along. He can keep an eye out for Doyle here. That is the fakest smile ever from that dude.
The years you had are the ones I missed. Tell me everything.
This is not a conversation I would ever have, personally.
Come on, girls. It's pornographic Pictionary time.
Pornographic Pictionary?
Their ways are not our ways.
Maybe I'm just boring. I play a normal Pictionary. In the hierarchy of demons, I feel like vampires are some of the coolest, right? Like, I feel like he's a cooler than the rest of the other dudes chilling at this party. Just gonna say. Is it a regular stripper or a demon stripper? This is the question.
You okay? Yeah.
No, he's not okay. He shouldn't even be here. Should be off dating Cordelia instead of showing up to the demon bachelor party of an ex-wife. Was Angel really investigating something suspicious, or did he just want to go to a dark room by himself?
Angel, where are you?
In the netherworld, known as the 818 area code. Hang on.
I feel like Harry might be in on it. Like, Angel might be trying to warn her, but Harry might be evil too.
Rico Rakvan El Shak.
What's going on, Angel?
I don't know yet. Will you just look into it for me?
Angel, I don't know if you should be trusting her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
Me.
What's your problem?
No problem.
Are you disrespecting me?
Dude, he literally bumped into you.
Oh, so now I'm a liar?
That was like the flimsiest excuse. You should have just punched him. Did you need the excuse? Disrespect. They better not, like, bring him to an open window.
Man can't hold his liquor.
But now, Doyle, you're all on your own, man. Doyle, you're gonna have to go full demon form to defend yourself. And by toast, we mean eat your brains.
Well, I should hope so. We wouldn't want you to suffer when we cut into your skull.
Oh, how considerate. How considerate. With a lobster bib, too? Bro. This was like what it was like at the mayor's bachelor party, probably.
Something about ingesting past love?
Oh, maybe she is good. She seems to be trying.
Wondering.
Well, they're certainly not going to eat your ex-husband's brains.
Gave it away.
Now I'm not so sure I even want to eat your brains.
Don't be petulant, Richard. You'll eat his brains. He can't take back a blessing.
Says who? What are all these ritual BS rules? It's like, does it make it less painful if they're nice while they do it? Okay, here we go. Here we go. He's got his work face on. Oh, that's the entrance from the intro. Alright, now he's taking him on pretty easy. Well done, Angelus. Aw, shoot, he's outnumbered, though. Yeah, that's a painful headbutt with spikes. Dang, you'll feel that.
You horrible, ugly demon people.
Yeah, you tell him, Cordy. Oh no! Shoot, stop!
It is so not okay. Doyle!
Oh, she didn't recognize the same clothes? Come on.
John, when's the last time you pried yourself away from ESPN long enough to spill the blood of a she-goat?
Someone has to go out there and cheer him up. Oh, please. Someone with a heartbeat.
I think you do a better job, Cordy. I think you'll forget about his ex-wife in about 0.2 seconds.
You think I'm a nice guy?
I think it, I say it. It's my way.
She's about to ask you out at the beginning of the episode, man. Of Buffy? No. Are we gonna have a full-on crossover? They can't end the episode like this. They can't. Don't you dare. Of course they do. Of course they do. All right, so that is Angel, episode 7. The ending to that episode. Holy, that was insane. I mean, does that mean we're going to have a direct crossover? I mean, what? I'm so curious. I just want to kind of jump into what's going to happen next. And I just think from a structural point of view, that episode was actually really well done because kind of the opening of the episode, you know, we had that little moment with Doyle and Angel where they saw that picture of Buffy in the book, you know, which could have just been a moment by itself without the ending of the episode. We could have just had like, oh yeah, you know, Angel is remembering an ex, someone that he was in love with that has a lot of painful, you know, memories and longing related to it. And then thematically, of course, when Doyle's ex-wife comes into the picture, you know, a lot of those parallels can also be seen with Doyle and his feelings. You know, that would have been fine. But then to have that surprise ending where there's a vision of Buffy, which who knows what exactly that means and how that's going to connect the two shows. I mean, that's just really cool. And I think a really good structural writing technique. But for the actual episode that we dealt with here, I mean, I think the writers of the show are very aware of, you know, what's going on. I mean, like many shows that have gone on, they know to tease the audience with the relationships, you know, not have anything solid happen for too long. And, you know, I'm only human. I fall for it too. You know, I was like eager for Doyle and Cordy, you know, to maybe go on a date, you know, the will they, won't they? I was like, okay, are we going to get an answer? Are they going to be a thing? What's going to happen? You know, I am rooting for Doyle quite a bit as an underdog. And, you know, he does seem, the more time we spend with Doyle, the more I like him as like a decent guy with a lot of struggle and sorrow in his history. So I don't know. He's a very relatable kind of cool dude, but also just a complicated, kind of interesting character. I find him interesting. And then I thought maybe we're actually going to have that. I was like, okay, about to have a date. Oh no, who's here to interrupt the date? The ex-wife with divorce papers. I mean, the timing. But yeah, it's kind of set up for an interesting thing. I mean, you just saw immediately on the actor of Doyle, like his face, like when she walked in, like his demeanor completely changed. And I think it is true. Like a lot of times when you have someone in your past and then they show up unexpectedly back in your life, especially if they're an ex or there's just a lot of any emotions attached to it, it can bring up a lot of kind of things you haven't thought about in a long time. I just think that can be a heavy, difficult, emotional weight that kind of surprises you. You know, it's your past literally coming back into your life unexpectedly in a powerful way. And you could just see like everything about Doyle's demeanor change, his attitude. You know, he was clearly reflecting on that failed relationship. And, you know, relationships are always complicated things. And if it's a marriage on top of that and a young marriage, I can see why that's even more of a kind of sore topic and probably not a memory that Doyle would do well to dwell on too often. And it's unfortunate that kind of interrupted Doyle, you know, in a moment where maybe he was moving on. You know, he and Cordy maybe would have hit it off great on that date. We'll never know. We'll never know now. And then it kind of led into an amusing episode about the bachelor party, which I appreciate kind of the humorous parallels of a bachelor party, right? Where, you know, obviously most bachelor parties, it's not as extreme where you're doing something like eating someone's brains out, but I do think that sometimes bachelor parties, like there are activities going on that is the wife okay with it? I've just always found that kind of a strange tradition where here you are about to enter a committed relationship where you're making a vow to another person, but to commemorate that, you do something like, if it's, this is just my personal take, and if it's, if everything's out in the open and nothing hidden is going on, whatever you do, you live your life, you do your bachelor party however you want. But if a groom, and this goes for like girls or guys, doesn't matter, but if you're like hiding something from your partner right before the day you guys get married in the most committed thing, I just think, like, what are we doing? There has to be some cognitive dissonance going on, at least from my point of view. But I think that there's definitely some humorous parallels. Personally, I think that this episode kind of was making fun of that tradition at bachelor parties, like having a stripper or something like that you then hide from your wife before you get married. Like, how ridiculous is that? If you're still in that single person mindset, you want to have a good time, you want to have fun, you want to be free in that type of a way, then why are you entering into this committed, serious relationship? Not to go too, like, lecturing dad mode here, but I think this episode critiqued it in a very humorous way. At least that's kind of my interpretation. And I also I really like how Angel went to that bachelor party for Doyle. As awkward and inept as Angel can be with human relationships sometimes, he reminds me so much of Sherlock Holmes, like how uncomfortable he gets, in those sorts of situations. The fact that he went there with Doyle and had his back, and I don't think there's any place Angel would rather not be more than a party. So for him to go to a party to watch Doyle, it shows that he really cares, and he looks at Doyle as a true friend, And just, I don't know, just finding out that Doyle had a marriage when he was young that failed, and that he blamed himself and always thought the reason for the failed relationship was the fact that he was a demon. It explains in a way like why he's so protective of that secret with, Cordelia, for example. And just in general, it's like he's ashamed of that side of himself, and he feels like people will never accept him. And I hope that he can kind of grow past that and realize that that's not the truth. But it makes it sad, and I don't know, maybe I'm just a sucker for kind of tragic characters or broken people or people with a backstory, but it makes me like Doyle a lot more, maybe some of that suffering and sorrow in his past explains some of, even behavior like his drinking possibly, or, just his attitude, like his view on his self-worth and his self-esteem, so many things that are probably influenced through hardships and rejection that he suffered in his life. And I just appreciate that. I like when a show gives a character certain traits, but we can find the roots of that in their history, in their backstory. I just think that makes it feel so much more real. And like I said, I find that the more I learn about Doyle, the more interesting, and kind of I'm really rooting for the guy. I want him to kind of make a turn for the better and maybe be more comfortable with that demon side of him. And you never know, maybe he and Cordy could be a happily ever after for him. You never know. But I'm really just excited off the cliffhanger of that episode. I'm very, very excited to see what happens next. But thank you to everyone for watching along. As always, the full reactions are on Patreon. If you are excited to watch what's next, of course, those future reactions at the time of the YouTube release will be out on Patreon if you do want to see those. And as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.